Hello everyone. So today we'll be presenting about Kamaboko. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself and my group members. So my name is Ahmad Jaelan and my machine number is 207339.
Hello, my name is Razwani Binti Narazi and my matric number is 205665.
Hello, my name is SAIDATUL Binti Rosali and my matric number is 207457.
So moving on. So today's presentation will be included with processing steps of Kamaboko, equipments used in the processing steps and characteristics of Kamaboko. So as introduction, what is Kamaboko? So Kamaboko is a type of cured surimi, a processed seafood product common in Japanese cuisine. Kamaboko is made by forming various pureed deboned white fish with either natural or man-made additives and flavorings into distinctive cloves, which are then steamed until fully cooked and firm. Some Kamaboko, known as Narutomaki, is made with a swirl pattern in the center of each slice. So processing of Kamaboko start with surimi. So first we will unload the fish. After catching the fish, we have to put them into the tank and sort out after unloading them in the factory. Then we use fresh fish and that have passed in inspection as raw materials for surimi. Next is separating process. After removing head, bones and waste, fresh limit from fish will be separated. Next is soaking in water. After the soaking process, blood, water soluble protein, fat, mineral are removed from the lean meat of fish. Soaking surimi into fish is the effective way of deterring a bleach out process of the color. After soaking, we'll continue with draining process. Then refiner process. We will eliminate fish skin, bones, blood, etc. by using refiner. Depending on the quality of fish meat, we adjust rotor's RPM, the gap between rotor plates, and the plate size of mesh, etc. Appropriate operation of refiner could greatly affect the quality of surimi. Next is process using screw presser. After the refiner process, water is removed from the fish meat by screw presser. Next is processing by silane cutter. After adding sugar, sorbitol to the fish meat, we have to mix it evenly by silane cutter. Next is the last step is freezing and storage. So the complete fish meat is filled into poly bag by filling machine and then put them into freezing pan. After this process, it will be treated with a rapid freezing system and transferred to the box. So the frozen surimi will be used to make surimi products such as Kamaboko. Next. Next slide. And then the process of Kamaboko start with grinding process. So the ingredient used in Kamaboko vary widely according to the type of product, the cost, and the locality of the productions. So salt, sugar, and monosodium glutamate are most commonly used as flavoring ingredients. The surimi will be ground with salt and other ingredients in the stone mortar for 30 to 15 minutes, and the temperature of the flesh mixture is kept below 15 degrees Celsius during the grinding process. Next step is shaping. Kamaboko are made in different shaping, but the most common shape is cylinder. The ground fish paste is shaped as soon as possible after preparation because fish paste will set if stored for a long time and hard to shape later on. Next process is cooking. So steaming is used for most Kamaboko nowadays, and the raw Kamaboko are placed on the wood board and then cooked continuously as it is conveyed through the steam box. After cooking, the fish cakes are rapidly cooled and packaged. Next slide. Kamaboko are also made in traditional ways. However, the steps is still the same, except it involves a professional craftsman to do the shaping manually. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Hana. Then I will proceed with the equipment that will be used during the production of Kamaboko. Since the process of making Kamaboko involves the process of making surimi, I will introduce the equipment to make surimi first before proceeding to the Kamaboko equipment. Next slide, please. The first equipment that will be used is the deboner. Deboner is a machine that will separate the fish meat from the bone. It will give a clear minced fish without the skin, head, and the bones. And the second machine is the refining machine. This refining machine will partially dewater the minced meat from the last washing step. It will remove all unwanted waste such as the connective tissues and any other undesirable material. A typical refiner consists of a cylindrical perforated screen with a perforation size of 1 to 3 mm of a screw-shaped motor. The purpose of this machine is to remove the moisture from the refined minced fish paste. Next slide, please. Okay, then is the screw press. The purpose of the machine is to remove the moisture from the refined minced fish paste. Final dewatering is carried out in a screw press consisting of a rotary screw and a cylindrical screen. The diameter of the screw shaft is tapered or the pitch varies. Then is the cooling silent cutter where the fish paste will be kneaded and mixed. It will then simultaneously while keeping the fish paste at a certain temperature. It will produce a finer fish paste. Next slide, please. Then the forming machine that will be used to shape the kamaboko is a semi-cylindrical forming machine. During the forming process, the forming machine supplies work to the workpiece in the form of energy. This energy is used to overcome the deformation resistance of the material and to initiate and maintain the formation of the kamaboko. Then the equipment that will be used next is the automatic steamer. This machine will cook the kamaboko immediately in the perfect temperature. Next slide, please. Then is the kamaboko automatic cutting machine. This machine will cut the kamaboko to its desirable length. Usually, the manufacturer will decide which length they would like to. And the last one is the automatic steamer. This is another type of steamer that can be used. This machine is equipped with the conveyor belt, so the kamaboko can move continuously while being steamed. That's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Razwani. Okay, I will continue the presentation. First, I will tell to all of you what is quality analysis. Quality analysis is the discipline dealing with the development, application, and study of analytical procedures for characterizing the properties of foods and their constituents. So, by analysis, information about the various characteristics of foods, such as their composition, structure, physicochemical properties, and sensory attributes can be obtained. And thus, the quality analysis is important for us to know that the characteristics of food that are desirable and acceptable to consumers are referred to as food quality. So every batch of food manufactured by a company should have met the quality standard. So quality should always be consistent. Okay. All right, so next we move to our last key points of today's presentation, which is the quality analysis needed for kamaboko. There are 4 quality analysis for kamaboko that needed. The first one is physical quality. The second is chemical quality, and the third one is biological quality, and the last one is the sensory evaluation. Okay, for the physical quality, there are 4 analyses to be done. The first one is the color analysis. The grade of kamaboko depends on the color. So white and shade of pink are the chief food colors for kamaboko, for the steamed kamaboko. So the reason why, because the colors analysis needed for kamaboko is to achieve the best appearance of the kamaboko so that it can attract the consumer to buy it. And then the second one is the pH. Okay, why we need to do the pH analysis for kamaboko is to ensure the kamaboko safety. It is to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria, By that, the importance of pH analysis is to determine the shelf life of Kamaboko. It is to avoid causing health problems to consumers. Thus, the Kamaboko pH can be ranged from 6.5 to 7.7. Okay, and then the third analysis is the texture profile analysis. The important is to determine the eating quality of Kamaboko and can have a strong influence on Kamaboko intake and nutrition. So the perceived texture is closely related to the structure and composition of the Kamaboko, and both microscopic and macroscopic levels of structure can influence the texture of Kamaboko. And the fourth one is the gel strength. So the gel strength was expressed by the maximum stress and deformation at the breaking point. And the most popular used method for measurement of gel strength is by folding test. So if the Kamaboko crack at two time after folding, then it is not a good Kamaboko. It should not be. It should have no crack for the Kamaboko. Alright. And then we move to the second quality needed for Kamaboko, which is the chemical quality. This is the three composition that need to be analyzed in the Kamaboko. The first one is the protein content, and the second one is the lipid, and then the third one is the moisture content. So for the protein content, ultimately the quality of Kamaboko depends on the protein content. So the percentage of protein content of Kamaboko is depend on the species of fish in which the surimi is prepared. And the second one is the lipid content. It is important to be able to accurately determine the total fat content of foods for a number of reasons. So not to give away expensive ingredient of Kamaboko, and to confirm the standards of identity and nutritional labeling laws for the regulations, and for development of low-fat Kamaboko. And then for the moisture contents, so the highest the moisture content of Kamaboko, the smaller the pooling stress and gel strength, and the other way around. Okay, and then for the next quality is the biological quality. So the purpose of microbiological testing, it should be to identify and restrict harmful microorganisms which can spoil the Kamaboko and ensure safety from foodborne diseases. So there are 4 microbiological tests that can be done for Kamaboko. The first one is aerobic plaque count. Second one is E. coli, and then the third one is Staphylococcus aureus, and the fourth one is for Salmonella test. Okay, last quality that could be analyzed for Kamaboko is the sensory evaluation. Why we need to do the sensory evaluation if it's for the to mimic the original taste or desired taste, is to ensure the consumer expectation are met or exceeded for after buying the Kamaboko. And the second one is for the type of sensory in order to analyze whether the Kamaboko is too fishy or too acidic or has fresh taste. So that's why we need to do a sensory evaluation. And for the last one is for the R&D. It is for the improvement of ingredient technology and processing parameters. Okay, I think that is all from us. Thank you.